Things are all right.
Gozo making a run onto this, though.
Has a step on Ring and plays it across. Now on the finish.
Welcome, all you loyal claret and cobalt listeners, Into the Riot. Name's Mike. I'm here with my brother Kevin. We're here to talk about a huge night at America First Stadium, where Real Salt Lake took on Seattle Sounders, and they did it again, Kevin. 16 straight at home against Seattle without a loss. At this point, it's not a streak anymore. It's kind of a standard they've set. This wasn't a lucky win. This was composed. It was controlled. And when it got chaotic late, RSL handled it. We're talking about two 18-year-olds on a score sheet, new signing making an immediate impact, and Rafael Cabral put on an absolute clinic in this match. A statement win early in the season. Again, my brother Kevin's with me, as always. Let's get right into it. Kevin, can we talk about Cabral?
We absolutely have to. He had an amazing game. And if he wasn't, well, he had to have been part of the debate, right? For the man of the match.
For sure.
Didn't get it, but, he had 8 saves for the night. Huge stop in the 8th minute. If that would have gone in, game could have been completely different. But the saves set the tone for the game, and his leadership really protected the young team. He commanded the box. He really had the back line organized. That whole defensive unit right now seems to just really get along. They listen to each other. The communication is it's big there. Yeah, and then at Seattle kept throwing numbers at us. They tried building that pressure, but he stayed calm, always talking, and the guy's he's steady. The whole, like we've talked earlier in an earlier episode, he has just been consistent all season long last year, and he seems like he's in the same form this year so far.
For sure. I mean, it's a big time important thing to have a goalkeeper being a leader back in that defensive front that RSL has been putting up, and to do it with the kind of defense that they're running is very important, because we got a lot of young kids in the midfield, and to having a three-man back line, there's got to be communication, and there's got to be organization back there. Big time goalkeeping wins big time games. Period. I mean, that's just what it is. And if you have a keeper back between the pipes like Cabral, I mean, it's money. But
Yep.
As much as we have to, put Cabral way up there, we've got to talk about the kids. I mean, it was the same in the first match as it was in the second match. It was even better. He's Arcani. I mean, Aiden, he was named man of the match over Cabral, which took a huge. It's the kid was absolutely amazing. I mean, he controls the midfield. He has a great touch, a great feel for the game, and his goal couldn't come at a better time in that game. It was against the run of play with Seattle. Seattle, they were starting to maybe get some confidence and get some things rolling.
For sure.
On his goal, Seattle had just one possession at the top of their 18-yard box, and immediately the young kids took over possession. Luka Moisa immediately won the ball back, and then it was like 2 touches. It might have even been on his first touch. He got the ball over to Juan Manuel Sanabria, who then lifted and floated this gorgeous ball to the back post. And then Aiden, 18-year-old, smashes it home with the left foot. No hesitation and no nerves. You got to think that Aiden believes that he belongs on that pitch with RSL.
Oh, for sure. First career goal against Seattle. I mean, how much better does that get?
Oh, it doesn't. You can't write a script better than that. From that moment on, you have to have felt that inside that stadium there was belief. I mean, me and you were there. Me and you were there, and we experienced that. I mean, it's funny. I mean, I have to kind of go off on a tangent. The freaking people behind us that were saying, "Oh, I just don't know about these young kids, and they haven't been impressing me." They've done nothing but impress for a full 180 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just it's been so much fun to watch. So after the first goal, RSL goes in to halftime at 1-0. Then they come back out, and not 2 minutes later, Peel doubles that. Philip Quinton, who in my mind has been kind of a question mark last season and then coming into this season. But Pablo is kind of counting on his back three to be playmakers. And they're not just methodically going up the field anymore and building. They're taking their chances with these long balls. And that's just exactly what Quinton, he dropped this long ball over the top to Gozo, makes a mature decision and makes a great run forward. And the thing of it is he got down to the goal. And where a young player at 19 years old at Gozo is, man, like Pablo said in his post-game comments, he could have leathered that thing. He could have just shot that thing himself and hope for the best. But instead, he squares it across to Puyol, the 21-year-old. I mean, we're talking, almost just out of teenage years. Taps it in for another goal. RSL's up 2-0. Another 18-year-old Gozo making a play for RSL. It's brilliant. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, so much composure, and like you said, it was a mature decision. I mean, would we have seen that last year? I don't know. I don't know if we would have. Like last year, he seemed like he was all about getting the goals, and it was nice to see that. Could he put it away? Possibly, but he made sure that it was going in and made that square cross and had a tap in. But people can't be saying that it's a fluke anymore. I mean, these kids are really shown that they can do it. I mean, this is 2 games in a row. First one was against the Western Conference champions. And this Seattle team, which is still pretty much intact from last year, they won the CONCACAF championship against Miami, and they beat them 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, the system that Pablo's brought in this year, it has built-in opportunities. I mean, if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're going to score goals. I mean, the future is these kids. We can't really call them kids anymore, but they're scoring goals right now. Kevin, it wasn't just the goals, right? I mean,
no.
what were the other things?
I mean, you have a midfield that is without Luna right now, and they're just playing so sharp there. The possession, the pressure, and it's like they've been doing this. They've been playing in the MLS for years, but they played with poise.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, the way that Pablo has this all, the formation and how he's got these kids going, they played freely, and they, like I said, they had the possession. They kept They kept winning the ball. It was fun to watch. It was such a great game to be at.
It was a riot for sure. For sure. But Seattle wasn't going away at that point at all.
No.
Shortly after, probably 15 minutes after or so, Albert Rusnak, who was given the torment treatment the entire match. Every time he touched the ball, he was booed and hissed, and they carried on. And a lot of people were so still upset about how he left RSL and went to really another rival of Real Salt Lake in the Seattle Sounders. But again, Cabral comes up huge off of Albert Rusnak's free kick. I mean, he just standing on his head all night long. Yeah. And then it came where it kind of got a little bit more tense, and Christian rolled on. He just flicked a header in on the 62th minute from a corner, and you can kind of feel the momentum shift. Yep. But then that this is the time of the match where, with as much youth on the field, with what is it, two 18-year-olds and two 19-year-olds, 21, 22, and then the rest, some of them, the rest of them are veterans. But that's the part of the game. That's when in the game things can fall apart so quickly. Musovski, he puts the goal in the back of the net, and the stadium went quiet.
Yep.
But the flag went up for an offside call. But then even after that, there was wave and wave and wave after that. Seattle kept coming back and really putting the pressure on. Cabral continually denied Seattle their second goal. Shortly after that, Pablo made adjustments that I feel that it changed the match. They made some substitutes that helped RSL regain their composure. They regained possession. They slowed the tempo down. And they stopped chasing, and they started to dictate the game again. And that's what matters. I mean, that's what's so huge about a squad with as many young players as RSL has currently, is the experience from players like Cabral. And I mean, Cabral was huge in stoppage time too.
Yep.
Kevin, give me 3 takeaways you had from the match.
Well, probably first is the fortress is real.
It was certainly protected for sure, yes.
I mean, 16 straight unbeaten at home against Seattle. That's it's impressive, because Seattle's been a steady, good team for as long as I've known.
Yeah.
But, America First, I think this year is going to be a problem for a lot of opponents. This team's good. The elevation's real. And I think it's going to be hard to beat us here.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then, like you said, we were there, and that building does carry belief. When we score, it's just, there's so much passion. There's so much, you can feel it. You can just feel it through the air. The youth and depth, it's got to be our identity. Like, we didn't have no Luna. We didn't have Yedlin. No Anelli still. And still, we come away with 3 points. Hazarkny got his first career goal. Puyol seemed composed, got his goal. But we does sound like he's going to be probably out for the rest of the season, don't you think?
Yeah, it's official that he has ruptured his Achilles tendon. He'll be out for the season and probably a little bit of next year also.
And it's just too bad because, last year, Puyol didn't really show that well when he came into the team, at least that I thought. And, I think this goal might have turned it around for him and he get that confidence that he needed. And you just don't know what he could have done,
Yeah, he was coming. You had a feeling that he was starting to come on to the scene.
Yeah. That and Gozo playing a little bit different position than he did last year, and the kid is impressing me time and time again. He's creative. He's he's bringing a new energy, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, whole new bag of roles and responsibilities for that kid, and he's just eating it up,
Right. And then we had our DP signing come in, Morgan Gilavogi, and I know me and you kind of talked about it, but he didn't put the goal away. But I tell you what, those passes that he had for the 20 minutes that he was in there, just beautiful.
Spot on.
They were soft. They just it was fun to watch it.
He's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, talking about man of the match, Cabral really. I'm sure maybe if it wasn't Hezarkhani's first, goal of his career as an MLS player, maybe Cabral gets it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the stats don't lie. I mean, you talked 8 saves in one game, and really 2 of those 8 saves came in stoppage time.
Yeah. Yep.
They're just huge. They're huge
game.
saves. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, no, those are probably the 3 that I come up with. And
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, again, with veteran players like Cabral, and that's really how you, like you mentioned earlier in the show, that's how you protect young players and have momentum grow within this club. And it's going to be it's going to be an exciting season. I just wish you could fast forward it into each weekend so we can just keep watching them play because they are so much fun to watch. But up next, we got Atlanta United FC. Kevin, what can you tell us about Atlanta?
it's going to be a tough one. Atlanta, they're 0-2 right now. This is their home opener. They're going to be looking for their first win. They're also going to be seeking a little payback for a 5-2 loss to Real in 2024, July of. But yeah, they and that's also where we got Tyler Wolff. He was playing for Atlanta at the time.
Yep.
And Atlanta's always been aggressive attack. They press high. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a test, and it's nothing we can, we're still going to have to come out all guns blazing.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember right, back in 2024 when they last played, because they don't play everybody from the East, right? They play home at home in the West, and then they're scheduled random teams in the East depending on schedule. But Diego Luna had a huge part in that game 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he had a goal and 3 assists in the 5 goal tally that RSL put up on Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
true.
I mean, and he's not. I haven't heard officially if he's going to be ready. I know he's close. Yeah. I know he's been training with the team, but hopefully we can get some of these guys on the field and mix in with what's already happening. I mean, it's we haven't seen all cylinders yet.
No. Which is scary if you think about it.
No, I think so.
So I guess the big questions, can the youth movement travel? And can the press stay sharp away from home?
Well, I think the first question, can the youth movement travel? I think it's already been answered.
Yeah.
They opened up on the road in Vancouver against the finalists of last year's MLS League Cup. And did they win? No, they lost 1-0. I mean, I was thinking it wasn't going to be that close. I thought it was going to be maybe a 3-0 loss for RSL, but they came away with their heads held high. I mean, those, I keep saying young kids, and they are. I mean, 17-year-olds, one 17-year-old, two 18-year-olds. And I know I'd probably get sick and tired of hearing me say those stats over and over and over, but yeah, I think the youth can travel. I think this is going to be a venue. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a whole new different type of team because they use the same tactics as RSL. They like the high press. They use their fullbacks for overlapping runs from the midfield, and they really try to counterattack. And it's going to be interesting to see which team can grasp those tactics first.
Mm-hmm.
But your second question, can the press stay sharp away from home? Man, that's going to be a tough ask because it's tough to stay consistent and to stay sharp. I think what if their legs are underneath them, yeah, I think they can consistently play like this. But they have to be ready physically to go down there and play a team like Atlanta. They haven't won a game yet out of 2 first matches. But that's like beating a dog and putting it in the corner, backing it into a corner. They're going to fight their way out. So we're going to have a fight on our hands if we can absorb the first couple blows. Yeah, I like our chances. And, if they get the result on the road, if they get the 3 points, even if they get a draw, we're no longer talking, about just a good start. We're talking about something bigger, I think, this year.
Exactly. And, momentum's one thing, but consistency is another. And I think this crew going into Atlanta is going to tell us a lot.
Yeah, Atlanta's looking for the first goal of the season, not just their first win, but they're looking for their first goal.
Right.
From a team that is high on their attack. I mean, they scored the last 2 seasons. They've scored a lot of goals. They probably are one of the top clubs for goal scoring. Miguel Almiron just announced as one of Atlanta's designated players, or DP, for 2026. He who did he play for? He left. He was at Atlanta for a little while. He was actually at RSL for a little while. Went to Atlanta, and then didn't he get put on loan to English Premier squad? Right, Newcastle.
It wasn't loan. He actually was picked up by Newcastle.
Oh, okay. So he's a player that they're going to have to watch out for. Emmanuel Latte Lath, he's their primary target in the box for Atlanta. I think he might have been their high goal scorer last year. And then of course their playmaker Alexei Miranchuk. He's been one of the top MLS players, very high in his technical quality in the final third. He's been one of the top players in the MLS for probably the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yep.
But Atlanta does have some, I think, one suspension for yellow card tallies, and then they've got a couple injuries I'm not real familiar with right now, but we'll have to look those up for you. But, just to kind of give you my spin on the game, boys defended the fortress. They did what needed to be done. What is it, 16 years now?
Yep.
16 seasons that Seattle has come to Salt Lake City, and gone away with a big fat 0 points. The guys are growing up quick. The boys are growing up so fast. The culture is becoming their identity. It's becoming a strong belief, and it's only building. And with each one of these successes, it's just going to get huge.
Yep, I agree. And for Real Salt Lake to get a win against Atlanta on Saturday, our back line, they're going to have to be big. They're going to have to be able to neutralize Atlanta's top threats. With Justin Glad and Engel, and I don't think Yedlin's going to be back. But with Quinton, I was a little, I hate to say it, but I was a little worried when I saw the starting lineup. But he really impressed me, and that long ball pass to Gozo, he played strong. He played physical. He did really well with that back line.
Yeah, they lost a lot of speed with Yedlin being out, but man, he held his own, and
Yes.
he made a believer out of me. And it's like, I don't know, it's hard. You don't trust a player until they earn it, right?
Yep.
Especially as a fan. And last Saturday, he earned mine.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. He earned mine too. He really did prove a lot in that game, and I think it's good to see, even if Yedlin, when he gets back, and that we have him to be able to back him up when he needs to.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us options. All the way.
Yeah, sure, definitely. We also need to control the midfield, the tempo, to prevent Atlanta's high-paced attack. And then we just need to limit the impact of Atlanta's high-rated players like Almiron and Marinchuk. So the question is, Mike, will they get the 3 points?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of up in the air. I mean, I think the way this team has played in the first 2 matches, I think it's very, very, very possible. Atlanta United FC is next.
Okay, so that's a wrap on episode 4. From the Academy kids taking over Sandy to a nervous countdown to Atlanta. It is a great time to be a Real Salt Lake fan. Look, the kids prove they can play, but now they have to prove once again they can travel. Mercedes-Benz Stadium is a different beast. If we walk out of Georgia with even a point, RSL is officially the real deal. But man, someone get Diego Luna some ice and a miracle, because we would like our stars back soon.
Yes, sir. We'll be back next week to break down the fallout from Atlanta. In the meantime, make sure you're following us on Instagram at IntotheRiot. Go vote on our Man of the Match poll right now. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your fix. Keep the noise loud. Believe. Vamos Real.